The thing is, it's difficult to just tell the brothers and sisters that, you know what, he's the one or she's the one, because sometimes the eyes through which we're looking are actually deceived by the surroundings. What that means is, I can look and I can say, wow. Why? Because what have I seen? I might have seen a proper dress code. I might have seen, oh wow, this person's read their salah. I might have heard them speak softly to me or to anyone else, you know. But I don't know if that is actually the person, because you never know who a person is unless you've lived with them, traveled with them, done business with them, and interacted with them in a big way, right? So it might be, we will never be able to say that's the right one. Sometimes you get a feeling, and maybe it can come true later on. It has happened to people where, you know, you've just met someone and in your heart there's a feeling that you get. But you need to make a lot of dua, number one. Number two is, before you actually say that is the one, get your folks involved. Let someone find out a little bit more. Because for me to show you, for the moment that you're seeing me every day, the best part of me is not so difficult. If I interact with the people at my workplace for 5 hours every day, I can show them the best side of me. That sometimes you don't know, you really don't. So it's not easy, like I said, to just say that's the one. But get people involved, find out before you donate your heart. Notice it's the 5th time I'm saying this tonight. Before you give your heart away to someone, find out a bit more. Be realistic. Don't just look at someone and say, wow. Some people marry for looks. So what happens? As the looks diminish, and they do diminish as you age, mashallah. For a person who has looked beyond your physical, you know, your body, they will be able to see the beauty increase as time passes. As you age, they find you more beautiful. They find you such a lovely person. Their bond with you is filled with rahmah and mawadda and sakina. It's filled with that mercy, the love. You know, you look at how this person sacrifices for me and I sacrifice for them. We've had children, we've been through ups and downs, we've gone through it, and we love each other. We actually appreciate each other. I've kept myself from sin because I appreciate my spouse and I don't want shaitan to come between us. So the love increases, but if it's just merely outward looks, you might be in for a high jump. Some people marry just for wealth. If that's what drew you to someone, just the Lamborghini he had, the car and the wealth he had, make sure that there is something beyond that that has drawn you to that particular person. Because I've given you an example of looks, of wealth. Some people, just because of lineage, ooh, I'm marrying the daughter of X. You know who that is? That's a big person. You know, he's the chef of that particular company, etc., etc. So you marry them. You don't know, you're probably just going to be enslaved into there, and you'll have to look and say, yes ma'am, to your own spouse, subhanallah. But it's good, for us it's done out of love. I really wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't mind. If my wife were to phone me now and tell me, move to the left, I'd move to the left even if there's no place. Out of love, that's it. So what? If that makes her happy, it makes her happy. You know, people might say this guy is a chicken. I don't mind being called a chicken. I'll even quack quack for you a little bit, so long as she's happy. MashaAllah. Yeah, if that's what makes your marriage, let it be. I'm telling you, and I know that you might be surprised, it's a reality. Subhanallah, it's a reality. However, let's get to the real beans. The hadith says, فَظْفَرْ بِذَاتِ الدِّينِ تَرِبَتْ يَدَاكَ. If you want true victory and success will come if you've chosen the deen. If you've chosen the character, the conduct, the deen, that which Allah has asked you to look at. So that doesn't mean that you just pick someone whom you say, look, the deen is really good, but you see, I really cannot get along with this person because I don't know. There has to be a bit of chemistry. Yeah. Allah's made everyone handsome and pretty. There's no one who's ugly and not good looking. But it's in the eyes of the beholder. I might like a person of a certain, you know, size, shape. It's okay, it's fine. It's my liking, Allah's put it in my heart. But someone else might like something totally different. I mean, sometimes you find the young people saying, ooh, she's hot. And you try to think, what? You know, it just goes to show. So the hadith says, if you want success, you can look at the family if you want. You can look at the wealth if you want, but that's not the deciding factor. You have to look at looks as well. You have to look, because there has to be a bit of chemistry. And then, inshallah, you get the people to confirm it, your family, inshallah, involved and so on. As time passes and you're making an istikhara, one of two things is going to happen. Either things are going to become easy or things are going to become difficult. If things become easy, that's the response of your istikhara positively. If things are going to become difficult, it's the response of your istikhara negatively. Remember, when you make a dua of istikhara, we all have a misunderstanding that you're going to dream something. 99% of the time, you don't dream anything. The dua says, oh Allah, if this is good for me, make it easy for me. Give me barakah in it and let it happen for me. So you get up in the morning and everything is not happening. Why? Because the other part of the dua that you made in the dua of istikhara is, oh Allah, if it's not good for me, create a barrier between me and it. Take it away from me, make it difficult and make me happy with what you've decreed. So everything becomes very, very difficult. That's the response of your istikhara. It's in the dua, so go back and read the dua and you'll understand. People say, it's becoming so difficult, but I've dreamt and I've had so many dreams. Do you not think your istikhara is going to be tainted with whatever has happened? I mean, you're crazy watching her, talking to her or him every single day, thinking that that's not going to have an impact about your dreams and everything, your thoughts and whatnot. And if you've already made your mind up, don't waste your time making an istikhara, because then you're not going to follow it. And another very interesting point is istikhara. For those of you who might not know what it is, it's to seek the guidance of Allah regarding a matter that you are confused about. So if you're not confused about it, it's inapplicable. You don't have to do it. When do you know that it's right? There comes a stage during the whole process when you know it's right. And sometimes people get engaged. It's not wise to prolong an engagement. Actually, if you prolong an engagement, what you're asking for is shaitan to come in. Because they say you can marry 4 years from now. But I know who I'm going to marry, and it's going to be 4 years. Imagine all those 4 years, what's going to happen? Do you think the young men and women today, the majority of them, have the capacity to stay away completely? Let's be realistic. Minimum is they'll be sharing images and having video talks, and it happens. Why? Because shaitan is there. And who is to blame? The people who have decided to delay that nikah when they knew we're happy. This side is happy, that side's happy, but no, 4 years later you have to get your job. And I've interviewed parents whom themselves have not had jobs when they were married. It's ironic. So we need to know, if an engagement has happened and you begin to have negative thoughts, break it. Did you hear what I just said? Yes. Break it. Cancel it. It's easier to break it at that stage than to wait to get a nikah done and to have children, innocent ones who are going to be caught in the turmoil. So my beloved parents, if your children want to call off the engagement, support them. Talk to them. Initially you might want to know why, you might want to guide them, yes. But if they want to call it off, don't say, I spent so much money, because you're going to spend even more money. And then it's going to break when it's going to make you cry tears of blood. So rather do it now. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and help us. It's a very tough topic, but I have not minced my words. Jazakumullah khair.